How many times in a single day, my love, do you catch yourself playing a little horror movie in your mind? You know the one, the scene where something goes wrong, where they say no, where the money doesn't come, where the doctor gives you bad news, and you feel it, don't you? Your shoulders tighten, your stomach knots, your heart beats faster, and yet nothing has actually happened. The truth is, so often the fear we feel isn't coming from the world outside us. It's coming from the pictures we paint inside our own minds. We rehearse disaster. We script worst-case scenarios. We scare ourselves over and over, and the body can't tell the difference between an imagined fear and a real one. It reacts the same way, with stress, with tension, with sleepless nights. And here's what I want you to hear. You are the director of those inner movies. You get to decide if you're playing a story of fear or a story of peace. I know, because I used to be the same. I would get one little piece of uncertain news and my mind would run wild. What if this happens? What if that happens? And before I knew it, I was exhausted, not from reality, but from my imagination. One day I realized something so simple, so powerful. If I can scare myself with my thoughts, I can also calm myself with my thoughts. If I can imagine the worst, I can just as easily imagine the best. And my darling, that one realization changed my life. So today, we're going to look at how to stop scaring yourself. We're going to see how to take back the pen from that inner storyteller, how to rewrite the scenes, and how to let your mind become a place where you feel safe, supported, and loved. Because you deserve that. You deserve to live in a mind that is your friend, not your enemy. And it all starts with the choice you make for your very next thought. My darling, fears don't just drop from the sky and land in your lap. They have roots, deep, tangled roots. And if we truly want to heal them, we must be willing to walk back through the garden of our own mind and see where those roots began to grow. Not to blame, not to punish, but to understand. Because when we understand, we can release. For many of us, the habit of scaring ourselves started long before we even knew we were doing it. Some of us were born into households where worry was not just occasional. It was a constant hum in the air. It was the language everyone spoke. Maybe you had a mother who always said, "Be careful, something might go wrong." Or a father who believed the world was dangerous and people couldn't be trusted. Perhaps you heard phrases like, "Don't expect too much," or, "If you get your hopes up, you'll only be disappointed." You didn't know at the time, but every word was planting seeds in your subconscious. Seeds of caution, seeds of doubt, seeds of fear. And like any seeds, when watered by repetition, they began to grow. Others of us can trace our fear back to a single moment. A day when everything changed. Maybe you lost someone suddenly. Maybe you were betrayed by someone you trusted. Maybe you experienced an accident, an illness, or an unexpected change that shook the very foundation of your safety. Your mind, in its attempt to protect you, decided, "I will never let myself be blindsided again." And from that day forward, your inner guard never went off duty. It watched for danger in every corner. It rehearsed every possible disaster, believing that by imagining it, you could somehow avoid it. But my love, that constant readiness for pain doesn't keep you safe. It just keeps you in pain. And then there's another source of fear, the one we manufacture ourselves day after day, often without realizing it. We get a small piece of uncertain news, and instantly our mind paints the worst possible picture. One unanswered text becomes a rejection. One small headache becomes a terminal illness. One slow month in business becomes financial ruin. We magnify, we dramatize, we play out scenes that have no basis in fact. And here's the thing, your body believes every single one. It doesn't know the difference between a fear you've imagined and a danger that's actually happening. So your heart races, your breathing shortens, your muscles tense, all for a movie that exists only in your head. This is why I say to you with so much love, just because you learned fear does not mean you must keep it. Fear is only a thought, and thoughts can be changed. You can choose to stop frightening yourself right now. Fear that you inherited from your family is not your truth. It's their story, their belief, their wound, and you can put it down now. Fear that came from a past experience is not your destiny. It's simply a moment in time, and you are so much more than that moment. And fear that you create with your own thoughts can be replaced with peace, with faith, with love. The same mind that scares you can soothe you. The same imagination that terrifies you can inspire you. The same mental energy you use to imagine the worst can be used to imagine the best. I want you to pause here. Take a deep, slow breath. And I want you to ask yourself, gently, honestly, where did I learn to scare myself? Whose voice am I hearing when I tell myself something bad is coming? Is it even my voice? Because the moment you recognize that the fear was learned, you reclaim your power to unlearn it. And that's where the magic begins. You can become the new voice in your own head. The voice you always wished was there. The voice that says, it's going to be okay. The voice that says, I am safe now. The voice that says, life loves me and I am at peace. That is the shift. From a mind that attacks you to a mind that protects you. From an inner world filled with shadows to an inner world filled with light. From a lifetime of bracing for the worst to a daily practice of trusting the best. And when that shift happens, my love, you'll realize something extraordinary. Peace was always possible. It was never out there somewhere. It was always waiting right here, inside you, ready to take root the moment you stop feeding fear and start feeding love. I remember a time, many years ago, when I would wake up in the morning and before my feet even touched the floor, my mind would already be running through all the terrible things that might happen that day. It was like my own imagination had turned against me, and I didn't even question it. I thought that was just the way life worked. But then, one day, I realized something so simple and yet so powerful. Fear is only a thought, and thoughts can be changed. Oh, what freedom that brought into my life. You see, my darling, when we become aware of what our mind is doing, when we can actually hear ourselves thinking, we step into a place of choice. Awareness is the doorway to healing. Without awareness, the fear runs the show. But the moment you notice yourself scaring yourself, you have interrupted the pattern. You've woken up from the trance. That is already the beginning of freedom. You are the only thinker in your mind. You are the only one who chooses the thoughts you will believe. And yes, sometimes the old habit will come back, whispering the same old scary stories. But once you see them for what they are, just thoughts, just words in your head, you can decide not to take them so seriously. I want you to really feel this. A thought is not a prophecy. A thought is not a command. A thought is simply energy passing through your mind. And you get to decide whether you feed it or let it go. So when you catch yourself imagining the worst, you can smile gently and say, oh, there I go again. That's just an old habit. I choose something kinder now. And every time you do that, every time you replace a fear thought with a loving one, You are retraining your mind to work for you instead of against you. You are reminding yourself that you are the only one who drives this mental car, and you can turn the wheel in any direction you wish. Don't worry, my love. I am a simple woman, and the exercise I'm about to give you is as simple as it gets. But oh, the transformation it can bring. You don't need complicated rituals or expensive tools to heal. You just need a little honesty, a quiet space, and the willingness to meet yourself with love. That's it. And I promise you, you can do this. First, let's prepare the space. Find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be interrupted, not by your phone, not by other people, not by anything. This is your sacred appointment with yourself. This is you, showing up for you. Get a piece of paper and a pen. Yes, paper. I know you could do this on your phone, but there's something magical about the act of writing, about seeing your thoughts leave your mind and appear in front of you. Now here's your first step. I want you to write down every single fear you are carrying right now. All of them. The big ones, the little ones, the ones you think are too silly to matter, the ones you barely admit to yourself. Don't hold back. Don't censor. If the thought is in your mind, it goes on the paper. If you have to fill 10 pages, fill them. Let the ink hold them so your heart doesn't have to. And as you write, remember this. Your fears are not who you are. They are just visitors in your mind. You can let them go. This list is not a confession of weakness. It's an act of strength. Because most people spend their lives running from their fears, pretending they're not there. But here you are, looking them in the eye. That's courage, my darling. That's healing already in motion. When your list feels complete for now, we move to step 2. Take each fear, one by one, and read it slowly. Don't rush through. Sit with it. Ask yourself, where did this come from? Is this my voice or someone else's? Is this from something that's happening right now, or is it a story from my past? Be gentle. This is not about blaming yourself or anyone else. It's about understanding. Because when you understand the root of a fear, you loosen its grip on you. You may notice that some of these fears were planted by your family. Maybe you had a parent who worried about everything, and you learned to do the same. Maybe you absorbed the anxieties of a teacher, a partner, a friend, or maybe a past experience, an illness, a betrayal, a loss, left your mind on constant alert, always watching for danger. And then there will be those fears you made up entirely on your own, with the help of an overactive imagination. It's okay. We all do it. What matters is that you see them now, because the moment you see them clearly, you can decide what to do with them. Now for step 3, the most beautiful part. Place your hand over your heart. Take a slow, deep breath, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Feel your shoulders drop. And with all the gentleness you would give to a scared child, whisper to yourself, this is just a thought. I am not this thought. Pause. Let those words sink in. Feel them in your body. Say them again. This is just a thought. I am not this thought. Because my love, this is the truth. A thought is not a prophecy. A thought is not a command. A thought is not an unchangeable fact. A thought is simply a string of words and feelings passing through your mind, and you have the power to choose whether you hold on or let go. You are the only thinker in your mind. You choose what stays. You choose what leaves. You can go through your entire list this way, one fear at a time, acknowledging it, asking where it came from, and then gently telling yourself, this is just a thought. I choose a better one. And when you choose something loving. Choose something that supports you. If your fear says, I'm not safe, you might say, I am safe now. Life loves me and I am at peace. If your fear says, I'll never succeed, you might say, everything I need to succeed is already within me. If your fear says, people will hurt me, you might say, I am surrounded by love and I attract kind, caring people into my life. Do you see what's happening here? You're not just crossing fears off a list. You're retraining your mind. You're teaching it a new language, a language of trust, of love, of safety. And the more you speak this language, the more natural it becomes. Until one day, without even thinking about it, you find yourself meeting life not with a flinch, but with open arms. And here's a little secret. You can do this exercise anytime. The list doesn't have to be made only once. You can do it whenever fear starts to build up inside you. Think of it like cleaning out your mental closet. You don't clean it once and expect it to stay clean forever. You come back, you clear it out, you make space for beauty to enter again. So, my darling, I want you to promise me something. The next time you catch yourself scaring yourself, stop, take a breath, put your hand over your heart and say, this is just a thought, I choose a better one. That single choice can change the direction of your entire day, and day by day, those choices will change your life. My love, now that we've brought your fears out into the light, we are not going to leave them there, heavy and untransformed. We are going to do something beautiful. We're going to turn them into pure power. We're going to take those sentences that have been hurting you for years, and we're going to rewrite them so they nourish you instead of drain you. I want you to remember something. Every fear you've ever had is just a string of words you've repeated to yourself so many times that your mind has started to believe them. That's all. They are not absolute truth. They are simply habits of thought, and habits can be changed. They can be replaced. They can be rewritten. The beauty of the mind is that it listens to you. It's always listening. So if you have been saying, I am not enough for years, of course your life will reflect that belief. But the second you begin to say, I am more than enough, your mind perks up and listens. And if you keep saying it, your mind will begin to believe it. So here is the transformation process. Take your fear list, yes, the one you poured your heart onto earlier, and for each fear, I want you to ask, what is the exact opposite of this? If your fear says, I will fail, your affirmation will be, I am capable and I learn from every experience. If your fear says, I will be alone, your affirmation will be, I am always surrounded by love and connection. If your fear says, I don't have enough, your affirmation will be, life provides for me abundantly, and I always have more than enough. Feel the difference in your body when you read those aloud. One sentence makes your shoulders tighten, your chest sink, your breath shorten. The other lifts you, your posture straightens, your breath deepens, your heart softens. This is the miracle of language. Our words are not just sounds. They are vibrations that instruct the mind, the body, and the universe. The moment you choose a new sentence, you are giving a new instruction to your life. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but Louise, it doesn't feel true yet. And that's okay. This is not about pretending something you're not. This is about planting seeds. You don't put a seed in the ground and get a tree the next morning. You water it, You nurture it, and over time, it grows. Your affirmations work the same way. You repeat them, you speak them with love, and day by day they grow roots inside you. And I want you to repeat them every single day. Not just once. Not just when you feel good. Especially when you don't feel good. In the morning, when you first wake up, before your old fears have a chance to creep in, you speak your affirmations. At night, before you fall asleep, when your subconscious mind is open and listening, you speak them again. Throughout the day, when you feel fear start to rise, you stop, take a breath, and speak them once more. Repetition is not just helpful, it is essential. Because here's the truth. Your mind is like a computer, and your affirmations are the new program. But you have to keep installing them until they replace the old one. And one day, without you even noticing, you'll realize that your first thought in the morning is no longer, what if something goes wrong? It's, something wonderful is on its way to me today. That's when you know the programming has shifted, and I want you to bring emotion into it. Don't just say the words flatly, like you're reciting a grocery list. Feel them. Stand tall when you say, I am worthy. Smile when you say, I am loved. Put your hand on your heart when you say, I am safe. Let the affirmation become a felt experience in your body. The more senses you engage, the faster it takes root. Also, speak them out loud whenever you can. Yes, you can say them silently in your mind, and that's powerful too. But when your ears hear your own voice speaking love into your life, something changes in the deepest part of you. Your voice has authority over your own mind. When you speak it, you believe it more. So here's your assignment, my love. From now on, when a fear rises, I want you to meet it immediately with its opposite affirmation. If your mind says, I can't handle this, you answer with, I am strong, I can handle anything that comes my way. If it says, I'm not lovable, you say, I am deeply lovable and I am loved right now. Make it a game if you like. Catch the fear, flip it instantly. Do it again and again until your mind learns that this is the new normal. And let me tell you something. This practice will change not just the way you think, but the way you see the world. Because as your inner language changes, your energy changes. And as your energy changes, what you attract into your life changes too. This is why I always say, the only thing you ever need to work on is the way you think. Get the thoughts right, and life follows. So my darling, take those fears, thank them for showing you where healing is needed, and then transform them into affirmations that open the door to a beautiful, safe, loving life. Repeat them. Live them. Let them become the rhythm of your mind, and watch how, step by step, your whole life begins to reflect the love you've been speaking into it. My darling, hear me now. You are the only thinker in your mind. Take that in. Really take it in. Because the moment you understand this, truly, deeply, your life will never be the same again. No one else gets to decide the contents of your mind. No one else gets to plant their weeds in your garden unless you open the gate and let them in. Yes, people will talk. Yes, the world will try to tell you who you are, what you can do, what you can't do. But at the end of the day, the only voice that shapes your reality is the one that lives inside you. And here's the miracle. You get to choose what that voice says. You get to choose what kind of thoughts you water and nourish. You get to choose whether your mind is a place of love or a place of fear. I want you to think of your mind as a sacred home. You live here all day, every day. You never leave it. So ask yourself, what kind of home am I living in? Is it cluttered with old hurts and unkind words? Or is it filled with sunlight, laughter, and kindness? You have the keys, my love. You can redecorate any time you like. You can throw out the broken furniture of guilt and shame, and you can bring in the soft, warm chairs of peace and joy. Your thoughts create your feelings. Your feelings create your actions. Your actions create your life. It all starts in the mind. So when you choose a loving thought, you are not just making yourself feel better for a moment. You are laying a new brick in the foundation of the life you're building. And I know, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes the old thoughts feel like they have such a strong grip on you. But here's the truth. A thought only has the power you give it. You can starve it by refusing to feed it with your attention. You can weaken it by replacing it with something new, something nourishing, something that feels like hope. So let's practice right now. Put your hand on your heart. Take a deep breath in and say with me, I choose thoughts that bring me peace. Again, I choose thoughts that bring me peace. One more time, with all the love you can find. I choose thoughts that bring me peace. Feel the way your body responds. Notice the way your breath softens. That's your inner being saying, yes, this is who I really am. And here's the beautiful thing. The more you choose peace, the more peace will choose you. The more you choose love, the more love will find its way into your life. The more you choose trust, the more the universe will show you reasons to trust. Because life is always listening. Your mind is always listening. And every thought you choose is like planting a seed. So today, my darling, plant thoughts that make you feel alive. Plant thoughts that make you feel safe. Plant thoughts that make you feel worthy. Water them with repetition. Shine the sunlight of gratitude on them. And watch as your inner garden blooms with beauty beyond anything you've ever imagined. Now I want you to remember this. You hold the pen. You write the story of your mind every single day. No one else gets to hold that pen unless you hand it to them. And tonight, I want you to take that pen back. I want you to become the loving editor of your own thoughts. Not with force, not with anger, but with gentle awareness. Here's what I want you to do. Just 5 minutes, that's all. 5 quiet, sacred minutes before you go to sleep. Sit somewhere comfortable, close your eyes, and look inward. Ask yourself, what have I been thinking today? What thoughts have been living rent-free in my mind? And don't judge yourself, my love. This is not about guilt, this is about awareness, because awareness is the first step toward freedom. Now, as each fear or worry appears in your mind, I want you to see it for what it really is. Just a thought, not a prophecy, not a truth carved in stone, just a thought passing through. You don't have to keep it. You don't have to believe it. And in that moment, you have a choice. You can gently release it and replace it with something that serves you. So if the thought says, I'm not safe, you replace it with, I am safe. Life supports me in every way. If the thought says, I can't do this, you replace it with, I am capable and I always find a way. If the thought says, what if everything goes wrong? You replace it with, what if everything goes right? What if life is getting better and better for me? Feel how your body responds when you make that shift. Feel the way your chest loosens, your breath deepens, your shoulders relax. That's your inner being sighing in relief saying, thank you for choosing love over fear. Do this every night and you will retrain your mind. You will no longer be a victim of runaway thoughts. You will be the gentle, loving guide of your inner world. And when you live from that place, oh my darling, fear loses its power over you. You stop reacting to life and you start creating life. You stop waiting for safety to come from the outside and you start generating safety from within. Because here is the truth. Fear will always knock at the door, but you do not have to invite it in for tea. You can acknowledge it, thank it for whatever lesson it came to bring, and then let it pass by. That is the freedom you are cultivating when you take these 5 minutes for yourself each night. So let's close together with a declaration, a commitment to yourself, a vibration that will echo through every cell in your body. I release all thoughts that frighten me. I am safe. I am at peace. I am free. Say it again, slowly, feeling each word sink deeper. I release all thoughts that frighten me. I am safe. I am at peace. I am free. One more time, as if the entire universe is listening. I release all thoughts that frighten me. I am safe. I am at peace. I am free. Carry this into your dreams tonight. Let it wrap around you like a warm blanket. And when you wake tomorrow, know that you are beginning a new day with a new mind and a new commitment to yourself. You are living not from fear, but from love. And my darling, life will always mirror back the love you choose.